to the side here. Leave that for you professional guys. MashaAllah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Let me make sure this is on, and it is. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We had the subject matter yesterday evening, mashallah. We were talking about asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we were going over the ayat. So we were talking about Banu Israel, and they're asking Musa alayhi salam, and then we were talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala um, also raising this issue with the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Am turiduna an tasalu rasulukum kama suila Musa min qabl. That are you wanting to keep asking your messenger questions the way that Musa alayhi salam was asked from before? And then we were talking about Surah Al-Ma'idah at the very end with the Hawariyun and them asking Isa alayhi salam about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ability and asking for a miracle. So there was some confusion regarding this whole topic of dua and asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because last night we were talking about that there is an etiquette, there's adab that is associated with it, and there should be a foundational understanding based on usul, based on defined principles and our aqidah, our theology and theosophy in regards to our deen and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the best way to explain this, I think, because again, without getting like lost in kind of subsidiary discussions or branch discussions, is to understand like these the basic foundation and principles here. The first thing is that the relationship between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is based on rububiyyah and ubudiyya. So the rububiyyah is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Rabb. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the master. He is our creator. He is our sustainer. He is the one who is controlling everything around us and in us. Our hands and our lives, our past, present, and future are in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is our judge. He is the one who prohibits, and He is also the one who gives the orders. He is Alim. He is Sami. He is Samir, He is Basir, He is Khabir. We know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by His sifat and His asma, al asma al husna, by His qualities, characteristics, attributes, and also by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's most beautiful and magnificent names. So this is our Rabb, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our position or our role as the creation of Allah, insan, is the ubudiyya, and to be the abd of Allah, the ibad of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is our role, this is our responsibility. This is what we were talking about last night. مَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the only reason why He's created jinkind and mankind is for this business of ibadah, this business of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, once we understand this, um, the this relationship, and we understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's independence, and we understand our dependence, it is based on this now where this whole issue of questioning really kind of it bifurcates, and it takes two different it splits and goes two different directions. So one direction, and this is the incorrect way. So one direction is now where the arrogance of the person they're now asking and making demands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and of the messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are kind of making a mockery of them, causing them trouble and difficulties, and making demands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as if now that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who needs us to believe, or that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, uh, by some stretch of the imagination, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should accede to our demands. And this is where things become problematic, because now It's either through the arrogance, and I am now in the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I'm taking these orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm taking the whole issue, the subject matter at hand, which is ubudiyya. It is my life and the purpose of my life. And now these messengers which are sent by Allah, they and of themselves are miracles from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now when these messengers are coming and they are already suffering more than any of us collectively, so they are already suffering. That is part and parcel of what it means to be the messenger of Allah, is that they suffer and they go through more hardship than the rest of us do. And now to put them under more duress and more stress by challenging, questioning, bringing disobedience, and so on and so forth. Mashallah, there's so many stories already that we've covered up until this point in our reading during this month of Ramadan regarding Banu Israel and what took place with them, with Musa alayhi salam, even at the time when they were still in Egypt, when they were escaping from Pharaoh, all the way now until afterwards, and all the drama that they brought Musa alayhi salam, and even continuing after Musa alayhi salam. So that's one aspect of it. The other part of it is now this making a demand, and where the relationship is become switched. So now treating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as if Allah is the abd and I'm the Rabb. So now I'm making demands upon Allah. Oh Allah, I want this, make it happen. Oh Allah, I want to be able to do this, make it happen. Oh Allah, I asked you for this, how come you're not making it happen? So now this is where that whole issue of how and why. Oh Allah, I don't want this to happen. How come this is happening? Or why are you doing this to me? Or how come I have to do this? Or why do we have to do it like that? So this whole questioning, issue of questioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where now it's not a matter of, again, it is totally 180 degrees out of sync with the purpose of our existence, which is sami'na wa ata'na. It is the obedience of Allah. So once we remove ourselves and we step outside of those parameters and those boundaries of obedience, and now it's a matter of we're placing conditions on Allah that, oh Allah, I'll do this if you do this for me. As if Allah needs something from us. We are the ones who are in need. We'll be back to that in just a second, inshallah. So it is this is where things become extremely problematic, where we're seeing ourselves as like, I want what I want, and it's all about my nafs, it's about my desires, it's about my goals, my dreams, my aspirations, how I want to live my life. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we treat Allah as if the role of Allah as the creator of the universe is to give me what I want. And um this arrogance, this is where obviously, like when you like, again, when we're framing it now, we're beginning to fill in this picture and we look at it from that perspective. It's quite obvious to see why that becomes extremely problematic, because when we take the position of an abd, we look and say, okay, now another way of saying sa'ala, to ask, he asked, su'al, to ask a question, is we say we're making dua. And I think this is where people are having some there was a little bit of confusion that was there, that when we're making dua, we're also asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why is asking from Allah, is that a bad thing? No, it's a matter of what you're asking for and how you're asking and what is your intent. So it is the devil's in the details, so to speak. So it really does matter. These details really do. These details are critically important here, because the whole is made up of its components. So, if we look at an example of what is the proper way of making dua, well, mashallah, we just did it when we made maghrib. That is the proper way of making dua. If you look at the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the word salah itself, the literal definition of the word salah itself is dua. So when you look at the salah, when we enter into the salah, if you think about it, we have to be in a state of tahara. We have to have an intention. we have to meet all these preconditions, and then when we're entering into the salat itself, we're beginning with the tasbih and the tahmid and takbir of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are beginning with isti'adah, seeking refuge from shaitan with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we are also now beginning in the name of Allah. And the first thing that we say now in our terms of the actual dua itself is we're saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So we begin with the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then we go through now and we from the praise of Allah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and we're giving these two, bringing this sifa of Allah, this quality, this attribute of Allah's rahmah to the forefront. And then now the aqidah of our belief in the in Yawm al-Akhirah and the day of judgment, that is also brought to the forefront. It's not about now, it's not about this dunya and what I want in this dunya. It is all about the fact that I am going to die and I do have to meet my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And who is that? Who is that Rabb? Who is that Allah? Maliki yawmiddin. He is the one who is going to ask me. Not we are not going to ask Allah, as Allah clearly says that we are the ones who are going to be asked. And this is the reason why that I'm here. This is the reason why that I'm making the salah. This is the reason why that I'm making dua, because Maliki yawmiddin, oh Allah, I have to return to you and I have to answer for you for the way that I live my life. So it's not about what I want, it's about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. It's not about what the one who is being judged wants, it's about the one who is judging what he wants. And then now we enter into the actual, I'm now, what am I asking? So now I'm asking, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Again, ibadah brought to the forefront. I'm an abd. Oh Allah, you are my Rabb. These two things are established. When we said this is the foundation, these two things are clearly established. Allah, you are the Rabb. You don't need all praise be to you. The only reason, and even our saying that, saying Alhamdulillah, Allah doesn't even need that. The only thing we're doing is stating a reality. We're stating a fact. It is for our benefit that we are stating this reality and we are stating this fact. And we are now announcing and pronouncing the hamd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the shukr of Allah, because again, it's an aspect of our aqidah. Allah, we need you, you don't need us. You are the Rabb, you are Allah. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. My role, my position as the creation, as your creation, is to be your abd. And now I'm asking for help. So once the aqid is established, once the roles are established, and now I'm entering into this asking phase as what? I'm entering into this asking phase as an abd. I am the one who is dependent. I am one who is in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have to enter into this with a level of khushu' and khudu'. We hear these two terms associated with the salah all the time, right? Khushu' and khudu'. So to have this humble obedience in front of Allah. So the state of being an abd, meaning that I am servile in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I understand my dependency. I understand my need. And I understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is independent and has no need of me. If I become misguided, it's my own loss. So and this need, because of my own, again, understanding my own deficiencies. Allah is perfect. I am not. So all of this comes to the forefront. And then when we're standing, we stand in a position of respect. We have our head bowed. Then we go into ruku. Then we go into sajda. We take our intellect. We take our wajh. We take our face. We're now putting that on the ground in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you look at all these components of the salah, which is dua, the literal meaning of the word salah is dua. We see the type of manner and attitude that we're supposed to have, even when we're just raising our hands to supplicate in front of Allah. So when we're supplicating in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it should be with this khushu', it should be with this qudu'. And even when you're looking at, for instance, the dua for istikhara, if you look at if you don't know the Arabic, so if you're looking at the translation for the dua of istikhara, we're asking Allah specifically. Think about this. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah, if this is khair for me, so if this thing that I'm asking for, if it is khair for me, and here's the distinction is being made, not just it's what I want, if it is khair. So the assumption that what I'm asking for, I'm not making the assumption that what I'm asking for is good for me. And then that's I want it because I want it. No, I'm saying that I don't know, ya Allah, if it is good for me or not. So if it is good for me, and what does that mean, good for me? In my deen, in my livelihood, and in the end, in the akhirah, when I have to answer to you and I have to meet you and I have to meet you, if this thing is going to be good for me with all of that, then oh Allah, then make it easy for me. But oh Allah, if it is shar, if it is something that is bad for me, if it is something that is going to be problematic for me in what? In my deen. That's the first thing that comes first. So in my deen and in Aisha, in my livelihood and in my meeting with you, Ya Allah, in the akhirah, then, oh Allah, then here's the words, oh Allah, then turn me away from it and turn it away from me. But the when we're asking and we're making this dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the wording itself is indicative of the level of trust that the person has, the da'i is making, has in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the person who's making this dua, they're saying that, Ya Allah, I don't know. You know. I don't know what's best for me. You do. I know that I have this inclination towards a particular thing, or I have options between these particular things, but I don't know which one is going to be best for me. I don't know if what I'm asking you is going to be the best thing for me. It might end up bringing me drama and trauma. Fi dunya wa fil akhirah. Ya Allah, you know, and you are my Rabb, and I am completely placing all of my trust in you. So you make the decision for me, and whatever is khair for me, you know best what's good for me. You know best what is going to bring me harm. You know me better than I know myself. So it is again this humility and this submissiveness in front of Allah as the abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we're even approaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we're doing istikhara, which literally means that I'm seeking khair. The whole point of istikhara is I'm seeking khair from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we're looking at all of these aspects of what we're talking about, when we're saying that I'm asking for something, then it's only then that we when we come through this mode and this model of ubudiyya, that it becomes correct. Anything that is outside of that, or any portion or part of it which is outside of that, is wholly incorrect and actually ends up becoming problematic and could be taking us further and further away from Allah. Because I'll give you an example quickly. So an example would be somebody makes dua, whatever. I want a pious wife. I want a pious husband, for example. Now they're making this dua to Allah, and due to the impatience of the human being, what they feel like an adequate amount of time has gone by, that Allah should have answered that dua by now. Why isn't Allah answering my dua? But they're not, again, where is the humility in that statement? Where is the sabr of an abd? Where is the trust of an abd? And then on top of that, the reflective process should be that, am I doing something that is now impeding my own efforts? Am I undermining? Am I sabotaging my own efforts? Am I obeying the orders of Allah? Am I following the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is never going to fail me, but now I can fail Allah, and by failing Allah, that means basically we're failing ourselves because Allah has no need of us. Then on top of that, this basic understanding that the whole point of our Islam, every injunction, everything that is halal, everything that is haram, everything that is farad, everything that is sunnah, is for our benefit. It is not it's not by happenstance. It's not by accident. It's not because Allah needs us to do any of those things. It's because of, if you do these things, ultimately you will benefit in ways that you can't even imagine in this world as well as in the akhirah. So if you are not doing those things and yet you're sitting in front of Allah and now you're making dua that, oh Allah, I want, then the basic problem is this: the whole life is supposed to be what Allah wants. That's the whole point, that I'm willing to sacrifice what I want for what Allah wants. If you look at the life of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is what you will find. If you look at the lives of those preeminent Sahaba, those that are around Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is what you will find: that they were willing to sacrifice what they wanted, their lives, their wealth, their blood, their sweat, their tears, their family relationships, their time, effort, everything, because Allah was more important to them than themselves. Being an abd, they understood that being an abd was the purpose of their existence. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Rabb, is the one who brought them into existence, and success and failure are in the hands of that Rabb. So when we are asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when we look at the du'as of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what is he always asking for? Look at them, look at the Masnoon du'as. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is asking for hidayat, and asking for forgiveness, and asking for rahman, and asking for afia, and so on and so forth, and nusra from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at the du'as in the Quran. Look at the du'as of the Anbiya alayhim salatu wasalam. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntum min al-zalimin. The dua of Yunus alayhi salam. Look at the humility, the in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again, this khudu' in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we look at the Quran and we look at the Sunnah, and let that be the template for what we're asking and for how we are asking. And when we are asking for things that are related to this dunya, we ask in such a way that we are humble. We do not make the assumption that we know what is best for us. We leave it in the hands of Allah. We put our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are patient with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we know whatever du'as Allah ta'ala doesn't answer, per the hadith of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now going to reward us and compensate us fil akhirah, in the akhirah. And it comes in the hadith, more or less the meaning. I'm already over time, but so it comes in the hadith, more or less the meaning that there will be a person, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he enters his Jannah, then he's going to he'll see this huge palace in Jannah. And when he sees the palace, he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's blown away, he's amazed by the wonder that is in front of him, and the grandeur and the magnificence of this palace that is in front of him. And he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, what did I do to deserve this? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inform the person that, you remember that dua that you made at such and such time and such place, on this occasion. It says, yeah, oh, I remember this dua. Uh, that dua wasn't answered. So, as a compensation, this is your compensation for not getting that dua answered in fi hayat dunya, in the life of the world. And that person would say, oh Allah, out of this excitement and this eagerness, oh Allah, I wish you had never answered any of my duas in the life of the world. See, so we have to, again, this is why our aqidah is so important, and why knowing and understanding our deen and our role as the abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so critically important. Because as soon as we go into a state of ghafla, as soon as we become heedless of this, or oblivious of this, then we start doing things, and we start assuming things, and we start setting a course of action, which is it diverges away from the Siratul Mustaqim. And again, we end up putting our own selves, we undermine our own efforts, we self-sabotage, we self-destruct. And sometimes what happens, like the example before, oh Allah, I asked I want a husband, I want a pious husband, I want a pious wife. Allah's not answering my du'as. How come Allah's not answering my du'as? Allah is angry with me, and Allah will never answer any of my du'as. Maybe this whole thing doesn't work. And then off they go into a state of kufr. And it happens. Trust me, it happens. You're dealing with Muslims every day, and a wide variety of Muslims from different backgrounds and different situations, and they're going through different experiences in their relationship with Allah and their travels through the life of this world. You come across so many varied situations, and I'm telling you, it happens. People lose their Islam over their own ignorance, and and some of them because of their own arrogance. So it is critically important that we have to know and understand our deen properly. We have to enter into this relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and maintain that relationship as the abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember that Allah does not need us, that we are the ones in need of Allah. And when we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we should do so from a position of obedience, we should do so from a position of humility, and we should do so from a station of standing as the ummati of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as a representative of our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And thus we have to follow his example, and the example of all the Anbiya alayhim salatu wasalam who came before him as well. MashaAllah, all of them were on the Siratul Mustaqim, alhamdulillah. And this is the beauty of our Islam. I said, if we just do what we're supposed to do, if we just do what we're told, sami'na wa ata'na, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of the rest. And to the extent that there's some shuyukh and pious people in the past, they're the reason why they were making dua. The first of all, the only thing they would ask for were those matters which were related to being successful and getting close to Allah. And the other thing is they knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this they loved interacting with Allah. So this process of communicating with Allah and this humble submissiveness in front of Allah while they're communicating with Allah, and then the answers that they're getting from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the various ways, that this relationship and this interaction was a precious thing for them. Whether they got it or when they got it and all that, that was something else. Their trust is in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they didn't put their gaze on the nata'ij, on the results. They were just focused on, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And they found a love and they found a pleasure in the obedience of Allah. They found their happiness, and they found this sakina, itminan, in the ubudiyah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to find those same treasures in our communication, in our relationship with Rabbul Alameen, as the ibad of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah ta'ala forgive us of our shortcomings and our deficiencies. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our situation easy for us. Allahumma gfiru lana wa lil mu'minina wal mu'minati wal muslimina wal muslimati al ahya'i minhum wal amwat. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta taj'alu hazana idha shi'ta sahla. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين برحمتك نستغيث. جزاكم الله خيرا جزاء.
السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولو أننا نزلنا إليهم الملائكة وكلمهم الموتى وحشرنا عليهم كل شيء قبلا ما كانوا ليؤمنوا إلا أن يشاء الله ولكن أكثرهم يجهلون. وكذلك جعلنا لكل نبي عدوا شياطين الإنس والجن يوحي بعضهم إلى بعض زخرف القول غرورا. ولو شاء ربك ما فعلوه فذرهم وما يفترون. ولتصغى إليه أفئدة الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة وليرضوه وليقترفوا ما هم مقترفون. أفغير الله أبتغي حكما وهو الذي أنزل إليكم الكتاب مفصلا والذين آتيناهم الكتاب يعلمون أنه منزل من ربك بالحق فلا تكونن من الممترين. وتمت كلمة ربك صدقا وعدلا لا مبدل لكلماته وهو السميع العليم. وإن تطع أكثر من في الأرض يضلوك عن سبيل الله إن يتبعون إلا الظن وإن هم إلا يخرصون إن ربك هو أعلم من يضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين فكلوا مما ذكر اسم الله عليه إن كنتم بآياته مؤمنين وما لكم ألا تأكلوا مما ذكر اسم الله عليه وقد فصل لكم ما حرم عليكم إلا ما اضطررتم إليه وإن كثيرا ليضلون بأفواههم بغير علم إن ربك هو أعلم بالمعتدين وذروا ظاهر الإثم وباطنه إن الذين يكسبون الإثم سيجزون بما كانوا يقترفون ولا تأكلوا مما لم يذكر اسم الله عليه وإنه لفسق وإن الشياطين ليوحون إلى أوليائهم ليجادلوكم وإن أطعتموهم إنكم لمشركون أومن كان ميتا فأحييناه وجعلنا له نورا يمشي به في الناس كمن مثله في الظلمات ليس بخارج منها كذلك زين للكافرين ما كانوا يعملون وكذلك جعلنا في كل قرية أكابر مجرميها ليمكروا فيها وما يمكرون إلا بأنفسهم وما يشعرون وإذا جاءتهم آية قالوا لن نؤمن حتى نؤتى مثل ما أوتي رسل الله أعلم حيث يجعل رسالته سيصيب الذين أجرموا صغار عند الله وعذاب شديد بما كانوا يمكرون فمن يرد الله أن يهديه يشرح صدره للإسلام ومن يرد أن يضله يجعل صدره ضيقا حرجا كأنما يصعد في السماء كذلك يجعل الله الرجس على الذين لا يؤمنون وهذا صراط ربك مستقيما قد فصلنا الآيات لقوم يذكرون لهم دار السلام عند ربهم وهو وليهم بما كانوا يعملون ويوم يحشرهم جميعا يا معشر الجن قد استكثرتم من الإنس وقال أولياؤهم من الإنس ربنا استمتع بعضنا ببعض وبلغنا أجلنا الذي أجلت لنا قال النار مثواكم خالدين فيها إلا ما شاء الله إن ربك حكيم عليم وكذلك نولي بعض الظالمين بعضا بما كانوا يكسبون يا معشر الجن والإنس ألم يأتكم رسل منكم يقصون عليكم آياتي وينذرونكم لقاء يومكم هذا قالوا شهدنا على أنفسنا وغرتهم الحياة الدنيا وشهدوا على أنفسهم أنهم كانوا كافرين ذلك أن لم يكن ربك مهلك القرى بظلم وأهلها غافلون ولكل درجات مما عملوا وما ربك بغافل عما يعملون وربك الغني ذو الرحمة إن يشأ يذهبكم ويستخلف من بعدكم ما يشاء كما أنشأكم من ذرية قوم آخرين إنما توعدون لآت وما أنتم بمعجزين قل يا قوم اعملوا على مكانتكم إني عامل فسوف تعلمون من تكون يفلح الظالمون وجعلوا لله مما ذرأ من الحرث والأنعام نصيبا فقالوا هذا لله بزعمهم وهذا لشركائنا فما كان لشركائهم فلا يصل إلى الله وما كان لله فهو يصل إلى شركائهم زين لكثير من المشركين قتل أولادهم شركاؤهم ليردوهم وليلبسوا عليهم دينهم ولو شاء الله ما فعلوه فذرهم وما يفترون وقالوا هذه أنعام وحرث حجر لا يطعمها إلا من نشاء بزعمهم وأنعام حرمت ظهورها وأنعام لا يذكرون اسم الله عليها افتراء عليه سيجزيهم بما كانوا يفترون وقالوا ما في بطون هذه الأنعام خالصة لذكورنا ومحرم على أزواجنا وإن يكن ميتة فهم فيه شركاء سيجزيهم وصفهم إنه حكيم عليم قد خسر الذين قتلوا أولادهم سفها بغير علم وحرموا ما رزقهم الله رزقهم الله افتراء على الله قد ضلوا وما كانوا مهتدين صدق الله العظيم. Assalamu alaikum again. We had a competition that was going on that will continue to go on the entire month of Ramadan. So we have a week from children in different age groups. So for the boys, we had age group 10 and under, we had 11 to 14, 15 to 18, and the same for also the girls, same age groups as well. So alhamdulillah, the competition started at the beginning of Ramadan, and today we are announcing the winners for those submissions. So we definitely encourage everybody else to also participate. So the winners for the boys, the under 10 is Qasim Wasim. For the age group 11 to 14 is Aqil Riyaz. And for age group 15 to 18 is Rayyan Khan. And this is for the boys. For the girls, the winners are under 10, Maryam Basatia. 11 to 14, it's Aisha Basir. And 15 to 18, it's Hana Salim. So congratulations to all the winners, and looking forward to other submissions next week. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام سيدنا محمد وأصحابه أجمعين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك الوهاب. O Allah, the Most High, the Most Powerful, the one in whose hands is our life and the life of all creation, Ya Allah. We ask from your might and we ask from your mercy, Ya Allah. We ask that you forgive us, Ya Allah, and we ask that you accept all of our ibadah in the month of Ramadan, Ya Allah. We ask that you accept all of our sacrifices in this month. Ya Allah, first and foremost, we thank you, Ya Allah, for blessing us with Islam, for gifting us with the Quran and the Sunnah, and we thank you for our loved ones in our community. We thank you for all the blessings you've showered upon us throughout our lives and within this month. Again, Allah, we ask that you accept our ibadah. We ask you protect us all from this current virus, protect our loved ones, and all those in the community that are suffering in any way. Ya Allah, we ask that you bring our community together, and we ask that you shower your peace and blessing upon us, Ya Allah, during this month, Ya Allah. Again, Ya Allah, we ask that you continue to guide us and to protect us, and to bless our community with guidance, health, wealth that is beneficial. Allahumma subhana rabbika rabbil izzati. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة
حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
السلام عليكم